Yo, today's show is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Your online activity should not be public, so protect yourself at expressvpn.com/achievement.
Oh, hey, what's up? Welcome to the show. Are you protected? Protect your data by going to expressvpn.com/RTTV. Saved you.
I'm protected from the sun and these
Stop.
lights right now.
Stop.
What?
Don't look at my data. Hey, I'm your host, Mikey J. I'm here with little Lindsay,
Hello.
Matt, and Alfredo.
All right.
What happened?
Almost fall off the stool.
hurt your
Yeah.
back?
I was doing a thing where I just kept spreading my legs, and then I cramped my left ass cheek.
That's the risk.
That'll
Yeah,
happen.
it's the
Center of
risk.
attention.
shit.
Alfredo did it, everyone. Look at him.
It's back in.
You put it back in. You need someone to hit you with a 2x4?
Yeah.
Just gotta.
What's that machine at the gym where you do the butterflies?
All right,
like the
we're good.
pushing in the weights, you extend like that. Do those. Yeah.
That's the one is induction and one's
Abduction.
abduction.
Yeah.
I don't know which
Induction,
way is
Machine.
one.
Yeah.
You guys are
Matt-
calling butterflies.
Matt knows. Matt knows.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Come on down.
Did it have that ring fit?
No, no.
Weirdly
It's
enough,
just
they
like
didn't
it
put it in
tears
there,
at
no.
your
Dude,
the middle parts.
When we come back into the office, and we
Back
get
in the
that
office
new
right now.
stream. I know, but like more full time. You know what I mean? Have the new stream set up.
Okay.
We break in the office with some ring fit.
Dude, I'll die.
Yeah.
It's basically, hey, you didn't do anything for a year and a half. Ring fit
We'll
though?
have to set it on easy.
Yeah, I would probably. We had a normal, right?
I don't know. You were playing.
I
Oh, I might have
think
put it
we
on.
I was going
did
to
have
see
it on
Matt try and
normal,
break
yeah.
the game again. Just
Oh yeah, well that's how I'll have to
his
play
ways
it.
around it.
Well, it's not breaking the game, it's survival.
Yeah, it's
Like, I have to do that to
Yeah.
live.
So what I like to do when you get to the gym and someone goes, "Yeah, you're doing that wrong," and you go, "No, I've outsmarted it."
I'm smart.
Wait,
There's like
The
that.
goal is to get the weight to there. Doesn't
there's-
matter how I do it.
You know what I mean? It's like I just crushed
harder,
another
harder,
mini game.
yeah.
Exactly.
It's like the exercise where you put the
No
ball,
brain, no game. You know.
put the ball on your back and you like squat like up against the wall.
Oh, those are the worst.
and
Yeah.
you just sit
Wall
there
sits.
forever. I just sit on the floor.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
floor,
put the
and I
wall
go,
somewhere.
I
Just
win.
get a chair. What's wrong with
done.
you?
I held it with my back.
No,
I use gravity
Hey,
to my
what's high
advantage.
scoring?
I know.
Time me.
I know you haven't because you didn't do sports, and there's
Why
no
are
way
you
you did this
pointing
in
so
Shannon. I'm
violently?
accused
How dare you?
Ah!
Why did you do any sports?
Yeah.
Stop.
Step it up. Goodness. But while I did wall sits in sports, there was a thing, maybe Alfredo did this, where you'd sit next to someone and you did like a little rhythm game. So I'm gonna touch you. Okay, cool. You go. And then you just do that to kind of like take away the fact that you're
Sorry.
focusing on
What
your
does that have
legs
to do with
burning.
sports?
It's to help train, Michael.
breaking-
It's also team mentality.
That was
Yeah.
what he was doing at the start of the show.
Pain.
Yeah.
I went too spready.
Didn't you said you had
there is a limit.
You had a deviated rectum, right?
Yes. I have yet to get that corrected.
Jesus.
But the thing is, like, if you,
Balloon
like, what you
anal
know is if
plasty,
you
yeah.
undeviate it, it could redeviate. So if I undeviate it and I
that happened
continue
to
my
me,
activities, and I'll just redeviate it again.
no.
So it's just like,
It's all for nothing.
you know, at some point, I gotta go. I gotta
put the
stop with
balloon
the.
in and they
I gotta
just
stop with the rectum activities, dude. Speaking of, it's taking so much oxygen up
breathing
in
in
this
both ends?
nose, bro.
Oh,
so much. I
gotta do it.
I went up to Jackie and I was like, "Yo, put your finger in my nose." She went like this, and I went, and she's like, "That's way more oxygen than I'm getting," and I'm like,
Whoa.
"Yeah, that's right.
Jealous?
I'm all unclogged and tuned up." It's
Is she jealous? Of course she is.
yeah.
Fuck you, I breathe better than you.
Yeah.
Fuck
No,
you.
yeah,
Fuck
obviously
your
it
breath.
became a competition.
Give me
But,
a piece of paper. So you
It
blow
is
it further.
life-changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like 6 weeks now into recovery, and like I lay down and I breathe out of my nose, and I'll wake up with that dry mouth that we were talking
Yeah, I was gonna
about.
say, I have
and
less dry mouth for sure.
There is some shit that hits me sideways though. Like, you know, I go fill up my car with gasoline. I love the smell of gasoline. I'm one of those people.
Yeah, me too.
I'm usually like, I just like went, fill up my car. I went, oh shit. And I was like, I had to hold my car for a second. I was like, oh, that thing's strong.
That's gasoline.
That's what gasoline smells like.
Yeah, dude.
Funny.
Yeah, so I mean, it's awesome. So I'm doing, I'm pretty much recovered from that, and still got some more recovery. Still some, a little bit of like clots up there and whatnot, but it's all
The
coming
biggest
out.
change I noticed, maybe you did too, because you still work out, is like I can work out longer at the gym. I have more endurance, especially my run time. I can breathe through my nose instead of going like on the treadmill, which is nice.
I haven't gone back to the gym yet, but I do sprint around with Gabu because she's a pup and she just go. And running, I go, oh man, there's so much oxygen coming in this brain right now.
Damn.
It's not bringing up my IQ, not one bit. But let me tell you that I'm oxygenated. You know what I'm saying?
I can breathe.
There's no fixing that.
No. That's why I chose to be here. You know what I'm saying? I planned my path. There you go.
Goodness.
That's what I'm talking about.
Makes me think of a meme.
I live with her.
Goodness.
It's a future mother of my children. Jackie.
Oh.
You
It's
had
all the
your
little Jackie mannerisms
discussion on
that
show.
Michael's just like
Yeah, but I've taken that
regurgitating.
one. That one is now taken and perfected.
Well, at this point, what haven't
I've
we
altered
taken?
it.
We've taken everything from her.
Like
And
Thanos.
you don't even know who she is.
Jackie's like,
Who are you?
she's streaming and she has her community. She's like, I'm gonna call them cuties and BBs. And like, literally the second time she mentioned it, you're just like, all right, my cuties and BBs looking at your own chat. And I'm like, well, there that goes.
Yeah.
That's no longer hers.
Now I just go, well, they're mine.
Yeah.
Like,
And then you took
And
her
like someone-
mods, and
and
I
like-
took her outfit in Fall Guys.
yeah. Oh, we did Chump yesterday, and I took her room.
Yeah.
You sent me a picture of her room,
Yeah.
and so I made that my background.
Well, I mean, she has a lot.
There's a
okay?
lot.
It's
She
just,
needs to get brought down a little bit.
level her
Just
out.
curious too on that subject. Has she mentioned anything about your breathing? Is she like seriously, I'm going to get the surgery, or like, I think I can go a little bit more than you?
She. This is honestly pretty mean of me, but for the past, like, we've been together for over 6 years. We hit 6 years in like May 1st. She hasn't had allergies. So whenever I'm just like, I can't be outside during this picnic right now, or this like get together, or this house because so much cats, or just like I get hit with an allergy attack, she's like, let's go do this. I'm like, you don't understand. I'm out of commission for the day. Like, that's a big allergy attack. It fucking
there.
sucks. Now she has allergies because that's what Austin gives to you. It was a little present for moving here. And I don't know, I kind of live it up a little bit. And I go, oh, it's not that easy, is it? Is it a little hard?
Yeah.
Your eyes itchy? It's a little
Yeah.
hard to breathe. But also,
I'm out
at
here
the same
breathing.
time,
What are
I'm
you
like, take this allergy medicine, take the nasal spray, do the nose rinse. And she's like, and I go, all right, I have no symptoms.
Oh, yeah, no.
for you then.
Yeah, well,
That's work, though.
I haven't done
It
like
is.
the full drops that
Just
were
sit there
prescribed
and
to you.
whine.
I do the like homeopathic ones that you can get like over the counter at Walmart, and those help a little bit, but I can't wait. They're like little drops you put under your tongue. They're like homeopathic.
Oh, is it like allergy treatment?
Yeah. So it's not if you don't want to go through the full route of like getting prescribed something, you can do that. And it's helped a little bit, but I can't wait to try those. So we'll see.
I've been on it for about a month, and my allergy attacks aren't as severe. I'm not like fully cured of allergies. It could take years, even if it does work. But I will say it's the same thing where it's just like, if allergy season's coming up, go grab local honey, start taking a spoonful of that because that helps build up that immunity. But like, yeah, twice a week. I do a little doctor thing where I just clean up the top, pop out the needle, pull the syringe out, measure it, tap it, and then I just pull my belly fat, you know what I mean? I pinch it. So
Oh,
it
I do the
hurt.
same thing.
And I just go, boop, and then allergy treatment.
See, I don't have all that. Mine's just an auto injector, but same
Fuck.
thing. It goes in belly fat.
I have
That's why.
I have an EpiPen.
That's why I got to
to
stay thick. That's
Yeah.
why I keep telling people. I go, it's gonna hurt more. But you pinch it, and
And
my
it's
doctor told me
nothing.
like if you jiggle it while you put it in, it like hurts less.
Jiggle it? Oh, they didn't tell me
Yeah,
that.
yeah. I
just
do the
put it in a
jiggle technique.
45.
I do the jiggle technique. I push the button. The only thing with mine is it's like then you're at the mercy of the needle.
Oh, you got to wait.
It just goes and then stops, and you just go, come on, get out, get out, get out. It goes, and then comes back out.
Dude.
So you don't have to do anything, but then you're like, I can do nothing.
Oh, yeah.
And
I
it's
just go,
cool.
I just go,
Dude, it's cool. You pull the cap off, right? I put it on. There's a lock. You twist it to unlock it,
fuck?
and then
It's all
and it's like
sophisticated.
fire, and it's like a big ass green button you push.
He pretends like an alien's injecting
dope.
him. He'll look at me and go, "Help me!"
What you need to do is
Sorry.
act like it's a video game, run around the house and just go, and then run super
about to get
fast.
I'm good.
I'm helping you.
I'm good. It's like, I don't know if it's because it's where it is or with a needle or whatever. Like, it's fine. I don't know if it's from like the medicine or the spot or the needle. It's about, I'd say, 40 seconds of me going,
Oh, my shit's like 5 seconds.
See, that sounds like a
all right,
lot
I'm good.
of work.
But I only do it once a month.
I did what my mom taught me, which is to lower my
it evens
standard
out.
of what's acceptable.
Uh-huh.
So I'm fine with a little bit of allergies here and there.
There
You
you
know?
Oh, well, mine's from my psoriasis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's fair.
I mean, also, like, I've had allergy for 10 years. It's manageable. It sucks when it happens, and but you can prepare for it by, allergy medicine. You can do over-the-counter allergy medicine. You could do nasal spray. You could do, like, the honey stuff.
My mom prepared me for that very early on, which was just deal with it. She very quickly was like, they told me I'm allergic to bees. I go out there and pick the bees. The
fucking
bees go
madman.
all over there. I'm like, you're gonna die. You're gonna fucking die. And then she's like, I've been stung so many times and I'm still here, aren't I? I'm like,
Whoa.
That's crazy.
all right, well, anyway, I
Try
can
that
barely
line.
breathe because of the cat, but
I love.
I guess I better get used to it.
Death on a daily basis and just
Damn.
waving hello.
I almost admire that, right? Like,
Yeah, well, that's the thing. In
Alright,
fairness to her, I have a cat now, and I'm not like dying.
you know, I guess if you can
you're
ride
in.
that wave of accepting it long enough.
I
I'm
think,
not-
yeah, if you
please don't do this
just,
at home,
oh yeah,
everyone.
please,
Yeah,
absolutely
no.
don't. My mom should be dead. I don't know what's happened to her.
Chat's like, oh no.
Matt, this is worrisome after last week.
What happened last week?
Nothing. Just like Matt versus parents.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
goodness.
look, it's like a
Just,
it's a
quote,
free
my mom
spot.
should be dead. You know, people are going to take that out of context.
I mean, from her own device.
Just
Yeah.
saying. We live in a clip world. You know what I mean? You
Scientifically.
clip it up
Leave
and
it
chop
alone.
it up.
Yeah, natural
Someone comes
selection
out your
should
mom
come
10
in.
years from now, all of a sudden they pull this clip up.
I get it.
When Matt's running for senator.
I had a similar upbringing where my parents kind of had the same mentality of like, oh, okay, like it's just a thing that happens, or like it's not that bad. I'm like, no, it's a little bad. I'm a little sniffly.
Yeah.
And I had allergies up in Dallas, but they were never as bad as Austin. So I kind of fell into the mentality of like, I'll live with it, or I'll do smaller stuff. And also, you're wiping your eyes. I get like sympathy allergies now, and we've been talking about this, so my eyes feel itchy and watery.
Yeah.
I hate this. Anyways,
I guess.
yeah, I really wish that earlier in my life my parents had been like, let's take some allergy meds. You seem a little bad. But also, my sister has like way worse allergies than me. So I think they were just focused on her and keeping her alive. Like she has a peanut allergy. So like stuff like that, where it's like, oh, what can she eat? Meanwhile, Lindsay's like,
That's-
I'm a little sniffly.
that's
Shut
the
fuck
crazy
up.
shit.
Oh, shut up, shut up.
That's a crazy one, too, because it's like, I feel like, you know, like a bee allergy is like you're on alert when there's a bee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
Peanuts
is like,
Sneak up on you.
what's in this?
Yeah.
What's in this? Yeah, it's like, oh, fuck.
It's just, when people go, oh, do you have any allergies? And we just go, nothing, I'm good. They're just like, okay, well, hold on. Let me give you the list.
Seriously though.
Let me break it down
Seriously,
for you.
Because that's how we discovered my sister had an allergy. She just ate something and was like, I can't breathe. I'm like, oh, we have like 5 minutes before like forever
throat
box.
closes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's in my experience. If I ever couldn't breathe, my mom would just be like, "Try harder."
Yeah.
Like,
Are you
should be
Fredo's over there going, are you, weird, I can breathe. That's bizarre. He's over there sounding like a vacuum.
I'm not gonna lie though. The first like 2 weeks where I was just like, probably like 70, 80%, I was like, this is too much air.
Too much.
I'd
a chair.
like the
lightheaded.
AC in the house would be popping, and it's nice and cold and chilly in the house. I take a
cold
deep
nose.
breath. I'm just like, oh, that's cold. Like,
Come on.
ooh, too much.
Come on.
Uh-oh.
I thought it would be me, to be honest.
Well, no, you wore a regular shirt this
Yeah,
time.
you- yeah.
Yeah.
Yo.
Well, what did Matt wear last
So
time?
last time Matt wore there was like the jersey, right?
Yeah, it was like I think it was like a baseball tee or something.
It's like an Achievement Hunter baseball team.
Oh,
but
yeah,
it was
I
like a
remember that.
different
Yeah,
material, and Matt had to get his mic fixed like 4 times. It just kept quitting.
Finally, you just like strapped it to me.
Yeah, you wore like a vest.
opposed to, like,
you wore
the
like a
shirt.
fucking full
Oh,
like
yeah, they-
harness
yeah,
to like
yeah.
keep it on.
Yep. I had to wear one of those one time. I don't know what shoot it was for, but I remember that. It just feels tight,
Dude,
and I don't know. That's probably what like what is it? Those posture braces feel like. I'm assuming, which like
I hate
waist trainer? Yeah.
I hate the ankle mic. Hate it. When like
It's weird. It's
well,
always on
well,
just one
it's always
ankle,
like
too.
right on the fucking bone.
Yep.
And it like rides up against the ankle bone. It's all like depending on what you're shooting and like right now, who gives a shit about this show? But I'm just like my mic pack's in my back pocket because we still haven't switched back to boom mics yet. But if you're doing like a bigger live action show, they don't want to see you walking around with microphones in your or, packs in your pocket.
Unless you're Britney Spears.
So they gotta hide it somewhere.
That's true.
You know, in like movies and shit. And so if you don't have like a coat or any, you know, they'll put it anywhere where you can't see it and you can't see the wire.
Whatever
But a
pocket.
lot of times it's like down the pant leg and they'll tie a little strap around like your ankle and then, you know, it's like a decent sized pad. I mean, maybe you have the micro ones or something, but
Yeah.
it's like a little square piece of metal with the antenna and shit. But man, it loves to just like, even if they put it in a spot, like, how's that feel? That feels good.
And
Take
move.
3 steps and it goes,
Move.
and I'm locked in your
Yep.
ankle. It's
And
like,
you're just like,
and it's like digging into the bone.
Number of times
It's so uncomfortable.
I bang that motherfucker on the chair leg
Oh,
every
yeah.
time. I just go, all right, cool. I got 30 minutes before the next like scene. I just go, boom, and I go, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that hurt.
Kind of blending the two worlds. You made me think of it. I was working with someone on set who actually had a metal allergy, and they were wearing a mic pack and didn't realize that part of the metal was gonna give them
That
a
sucks,
reaction.
man.
So, well,
Things are made of metal.
yeah, in the middle of the
yeah.
shot, they were like, "God, I'm so
it all
itchy. What's
metal?
happening?" No, it's just like a little piece that was
okay,
like connected to him. But
Like,
yeah,
I'm allergic to nickel, but it's like, you know, allegedly. But like I've never had that be a thing like that.
Interesting.
Like that quickly, I should say.
it was like we were filming for a couple hours
okay.
before we
Did
started.
your
getting
parents tell you
paid.
that so you'd stop eating nickels?
That's what
that
it
what
was.
happened?
I had a real bad problem.
I mean,
Also-
honestly, that's a good lie then.
Yeah.
I will-
You should be eating nickels.
And then I found out they weren't even made in
Didn't stop me. Yeah.
I will mention it because Chad's talking about it too. I understand completely, and I will give a disclaimer. Like homeopathic medicine is not an amazing cure-all.
Yes, it is.
I went, ooh, these drops look nice. I'll give it a shot, and it's kind of helped a little bit. It's such a small ass dosage.
I
so
took
please
my
don't take
last
that as medicine.
Needle,
Thank you.
uncapped it. I threw it to the neighborhood kid, and I said, "Do what you will with it."
That was
And then-
you?
And then I rubbed a plant on
He's
my
like-
psoriasis.
He's like,
Thanks,
yeah,
Mr.
there you go.
and I said,
It's like you play Apex.
It works
you know,
for-
Octane,
works
it's
for
like-
Ray.
it's like a
Yeah.
shot.
playing Left 4
and
Dead in the
started
yard.
eating fucking
Yeah.
green herbs, bro.
Pills here.
That's how I
Doctor.
cured myself. Read
that-
my book with 2 steps.
That's incredible. See, I was gonna joke. I went to the beach this weekend. I went down to South Padre, and when I came back, I was gonna be like, "Oh, like very little hypodermic needles, only a few stray dogs. We're good."
Yeah, which is funny for where you went. I'm from
Yeah.
New Jersey,
It was nice.
Oh, that's-
Yeah.
like the Jersey Shore,
shore,
like the
yeah.
hypodermic needle capital.
Everyone's,
Just step
That's where you
around
get your
us.
supply.
everyone's juicing, bro.
It's funny because you watch Sunny and you go, "It's not that bad," but you know, like
Yeah.
being from New Jersey, you watch it and it's like, "Oh, it's a joke," but if you're not, you're like, "Oh, it's all a joke," and you're like,
Not all of
"A
it.
little
Based
bit.
off a little bit
It's
of
a
truth.
little-
You know what I mean?
It's a little bit of a joke. This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Canva Pro. You know, I've dabbled with graphic design, but never really got past an armchair level or really a baby level, as what I would say. I do a doodle here, I pull a thing there, until I found Canva Pro. Canva Pro is the easy-to-use design platform that has everything you could possibly need to design like a pro or not a baby like myself, with over 75 million premium photos, videos, audio, and graphics. Plus, Canva Pro comes with time-saving tools that simplify and speed up the creative process. It's basically a quick and easy, affordable way to design whatever it is that you need. It's got super versatile features like being able to take your design and put it on shirts, mugs, posters, postcards, and more. And Canva has a ton of templates, which makes designing super easy, very simple. Canva Pro can handle any idea, no matter how big or small, whether you need a logo for your online shop, graphics for a school project, or anything in between. Canva Pro can help you spice up your content and designs in no time. Design like a pro with Canva Pro. Right now, you can get a free 45-day extended trial when you use our promo code. Just go to canva.com/ nope, I fucked it up. That was that close. That's a weird URL. Can we just start at that one? Go to canva.me. Okay. Just go to canva.me/off-topic to get your free 45-day extended trial. That's canva.me/off-topic. Canva.me/off-topic. Design like me, but me now, not me then. Baby.
I don't think, having gone to South Padre.
Yo, that
a
beach
while.
was far.
And yeah, well, as a Texan, I was like, it's only 4 hours. Shoot, that's nothing.
4 hours.
Yep,
That's
there's nothing.
that's just like a waste of a day, though.
It's not only 4 hours.
It's
You
like,
gotta
it's
go.
like driving.
it's
But
4
I
hours,
go-
exactly. It's 4 hours there, 4 hours back. It's 8 hours of your day. That's a, that's a
All the
work
music
day.
you can
wasn't
listen
one day.
to, all the stand of comedians you can hear while you're driving down.
Day trip.
Great.
No, dude, my parents used to do that. It was like you day trip to everywhere. I'm really ragging on my parents this episode, but it was just straight up like
Get him, Matt.
3.5 hours to the place. You enjoy it for like 3 hours, then you get back in the
Yeah.
car, and I'm like, the day is just driving.
South Carolina's got
as
good
a-
beaches too, I will say.
As
Sorry.
a kid, though, that was enjoyable because you just be on like your Game Boy or something like that.
That
As an
too.
adult, it fucking sucks.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah,
for yourself.
it was more enjoyable when it was like, honestly, I think closer to adulthood because I had like a phone that had like data and stuff.
True. A bunch of shit on it.
Yeah.
Surf the web.
It's like after you've beaten the games that you
I
have
was say after
already.
you beat one off.
Beat one off in the car.
Quiet. My parents would always turn around and look.
See, at least this was like
Why
a
I still
weekend
hate
trip.
Yeah.
I drove out one day.
Don't look at me.
Night,
I didn't.
had a
I didn't know how you turn around in a car.
Huh?
How you turn around in a car?
No, like if this is your seat, you just put your legs
Oh,
up against
okay.
the door. And you just
Okay.
go, don't look at me.
Is that what you did?
Goodness, that's incredible.
There's a will, there's a way, okay?
Damn, dude.
How small is this car? I can
why
put my
is-
legs up
but-
somewhere.
Dude, why is
Limo
there a
divider.
will? Why?
It shouldn't be. There might be a problem there.
a long
Some
car
kind of
ride.
addiction.
Dallas to Corpus
Stop.
is 8
So
hours.
your mom drove around with a spray
Long
bottle.
time.
Stop.
Yeah, that's you have to if you're doing that. That's you have to stay the weekend.
Oh yeah. If
Yeah.
I'm driving all the way down there. I mean, even this, like I said, I spent 2 nights, so technically it wasn't like a day trip. But I'll drive. I think I would be willing to drive 3 hours for a day trip visit somewhere if it was that cool.
Dude, this was like you. So the children left on Saturday, and then Lindsay went with her sister on Sunday, and I didn't go. So like, I was sitting there. By the time you left, it was like, hey, Lindsay's leaving at 10:30. So at 2:05 when you left.
It was 10:45. Calm the fuck down. Yeah. When
No,
I
I'm
came
talking
home-
about Sunday.
Oh, yes.
Sunday.
Okay, that day, yes.
My sister's coming
Because
at
she
10 o'clock.
arrived
We're gonna
late,
leave by
yeah.
10:30. So at 2:05 when they left,
I was like, hold on.
I was just like, I was just sitting there going like, wow, crickets.
What's that like?
Just looking around, just doing whatever. I was catching up on Castlevania, and
finish it?
finished it, yeah. And it was like 5 o'clock rolls around, and I just went, I should eat soon. I want Alamo food. I guess I'll see a movie. I went to the movies just to eat the food.
I've done that way too
Pulled
many
up
times.
thing. I was
Alamo.
like,
way too
guess I'll go watch Demon Slayer. And I'm just like, I'm going to the movies. I'm going to watch a cartoon movie.
But they have really good fucking food.
Yeah, dude, I got
Got
a
Royale
I got-
with cheese, avocado toast.
It was close. I got the chips, I got the pretzel, and then I was between the burger and the tendies. I got the tendies.
Oh, dude, the carnivore
And I just
pizza.
sat by myself. That was the first public movie I've been to that wasn't like a private screening
Yeah.
since
I mean,
February
yeah,
of
since
last
the pandemic.
year. And so I just like had my mask on, they're still all spaced out. I'm just like, I'm going to the movies. And I sat all the way like right next to the aisle. I'm just like, yeah, get him. Yeah, get him. It was playing in subtitles, so I was like, wow. And I drove home. Like, what do I do now?
I like the private screenings. It's just like, I don't know, it's intimate, it's chill. You don't have to worry about like anything but like you and the people you invited. That's why I've done like a handful of those already. But I just never understood. I know there's some, I mean, to each their own, but I know some people are just like, I don't want to do a private screening for a movie. And I go, oh, why is it like, I mean, obviously you're paying more. It's like, oh, it's expensive. I get it. And they're like, no, that's like, it's like COVID. I'm like, yeah, true. And then they're like, all right, I'm going to the farmer's market this weekend. Catch y'all later. I'm like, what's worse? It's
That's
worse.
worse, yeah.
You with a packed ass farmer's market.
It was cool
Where is
because
your
like
line?
it was a nice opportunity to do something like most of like the pandemic, but especially like the beginning, the middle, where it's just like I'm not doing anything.
Nope.
And it'd be like rent a movie theater. Like fuck, you put 10 people in a movie theater. That's awesome. And you're just like, and people, it's like I know where you've been. You know what I mean? Like before vaccines were out. That was like the only thing we did. Like that was the only like leave the house, see people. And so then it'd be like, see the
they would
movie.
show up with our masks.
You see the movie,
With our masks.
and then, you leave, and thered be like a big circle, like a spread out circle
Yeah.
in the lobby afterwards, and chat for 10 minutes, and they'd be like,
All right.
who knows when we'll see you again. and then you go back home. You know what I mean? Good luck, traveler.
All right. Bye.
I
So
love
like,
that, though.
it was
fade
really
away.
it was really fun, but I will say it was nice to just pull up my phone, see a movie, and buy a ticket. I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
Dude, I haven't done that yet.
And like,
What that's like.
it was that in general, but also that would never happen with Lindsay and the kids being at home. So it was just kind of like being, this point where we are with the pandemic and
Yeah.
also me being by myself. I was like giggling. I was like, I'm going to the movies. I'm 33.
It feels naughty, but it's Goodness. Now, I do this all the time, and I don't think Michael's a fan of it, but I've noticed the phenomenon is like post-movie, especially if you go with a group, you have to have like the group circle afterwards. They're like, okay,
Oh,
we
yeah,
saw that movie
yeah.
together. Let's discuss. Let's everyone go around. Tell us what you thought. Best parts, worst
If
parts.
you leave too early, I don't invite you to a movie after that either.
There you go. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you gotta have
Staying.
that group discussion.
You gotta stay for a couple
But
minutes.
yeah, just a couple minutes.
least.
Like,
I remember just recently, Jackie put together like a viewing for the latest Saw movie, and
Spiral.
the Spiral, yeah, from the Book of Saw, and boy, was that fun to watch with a group of people because. One, you go into Saw, no, like don't go into Spiral and be like, it's gonna be a good reboot. It's Spiral. It's Saw. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you know exactly what you're getting into. This is like the 9th movie. But like I remember, all of us sitting in the theater, and as soon as like, the first game happened, and the guy is like in a trap, and also the TV pops up, and then it's just like the person goes, hi, detective.
Yeah.
Hello.
detective.
It was to me.
Make a choice.
It was very similar to
Live
when
or
they first
die. And
introed
that's
Kylo Ren. I was
Exactly.
like, no.
Dude, that's exactly what it, like
Hello?
no exaggeration.
Hello,
that's what it
detective.
sounded like. And we all just went, what the fuck?
Dude,
Hello, live or die, you choose.
it's so funny.
What?
What was amazing about that? What was amazing about that movie too, which kind of just ended up being convenient that it was like a private screening, is I was just talking to Andy the whole movie, just like making fun of it. Like we were back in the corner, like snickering, which I would never do in like a public theater. But I was like, these assholes, I don't give a fuck. Also, it's not like we were screaming it, but like the first guy, I didn't spoil the movie, but the first guy's got like a tongue trap. And Andy leans over and he goes, I bet he's a liar. and he's like, you've been lying in court, detective. You've been telling lies. And he's like, got it. That was the whole movie with me and him. It was a whole movie. It was so fun. I had so much
It
fun.
was a fun movie. I mean, it's, we went in with proper
It is what it
expectations,
is.
So it is what it is. But it's just funny, it's a new Spiral series.
Yeah.
It's a chipmunk
new
or
Saw.
something.
What the hell was that?
It's a
Was it
bird
like in the
outside,
air?
yeah.
I heard it. It threw me off.
I'm feeling princessy today, so it's coming for me.
What were you
One
gonna
moment,
say
friends.
about the movie,
I'll be
though?
outside in a moment. I didn't see any trailer or anything for it because my preference in horror movies is more like more leaning on the side of thriller, like it's a monster movie or something like your Rosemary's Babies, your Exorcists, and now Hereditary, which I had just seen before seeing Spiral.
Hereditary's so good.
Yeah, so I didn't see any trailers for Spiral. I was like, whatever. So we're in the theater. I was like, oh shit, Chris Rock is in this? Oh shit, Samuel Jackson's in this?
Yeah.
like,
Chris
what
Rock's
an
the
amazing
main character.
experience.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Wait, there's traps in this?
What?
What? There's a killer in this?
Think about a
What
game
were
they
you
wanna
saying?
play?
You
I
said
don't-
something about I hate it after the movie.
No.
You trailed
What
off.
did you hate?
No.
Oh, she hated the whole movie.
No, you weren't talking about Spiral. It was before you mentioned Spiral, right? Maybe I'm losing
I was just
my
talking about like my preference in horror movies.
Right.
I hate like jump scares or like a lot of unnecessary gore, but that's the whole point of the Saw series.
Yeah.
It's like gore porn basically. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. It was okay. It's kind of hard coming off of Hereditary, gonna be honest.
Well,
so yeah.
It's okay, right? But that's the primer to the real of it, which is Fast 9. Okay.
There you go.
Is
There you
that the
go.
primer?
Oh yeah. You go in, you're like,
that was
oh man,
Spiral
wow, this
primer.
bar is so low. And then you go up to that F9 bar, and just like, oof, mwah. I can't wait.
I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to, which comes out I think today. Quiet Place 2.
Yeah.
Came out today.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I wanna
So
see
see,
that.
that's gonna be great watching it in a private theater because I remember when that movie first came out, I saw it with Jeff and
But where'd you see it? Did you see it at Alamo?
Alamo.
And people were chatting or
No.
noise or?
No one was chatting, right? But the thing is, Jeff and I made the mistake of ordering food that was
your-
crunchy.
Can't-
So, dude, it was The Quiet Place.
That's awesome.
And then that whole movie is quiet. It's like no audio.
It's
and
a very long time.
So it's like,
a very long time. Yup.
and I went, no, I can't do that. So every time there was any action scene, I was dude, Jeff and I were scarfing food
Dude,
down. Like,
funny.
When we
you can't
got
eat during that movie.
I saw that at Alamo as well, and I specifically did not order chips and queso because,
No, we fucked up.
like again, you know, Alamo's like it's like a really good chain. It's a good like vibe. It's got really good food, and they're like, don't fucking talk or we'll throw your ass out.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
people behave themselves at this theater. I cannot stress this enough. Not that this is like just a non-Alamo thing, but like I can only speak from where I grew up. Holy shit, it was a fucking shit house at the movie.
my God.
People
Oh, yeah.
talking, yelling on the
time.
phone. It's just fucking chaos.
Turn your
Hey,
fucking
be
phone
quiet.
off.
And people are like, fuck
People were texting their
you.
text at full brightness.
And it's like, you know,
Jesus
the
Christ.
teenagers working there was like,
How am I supposed to
they're not
know
going to
what
do
they
it. You know, like,
Right.
they're not going to do
It's important.
anything. Alamo, they'll fucking throw your ass out.
Oh yeah,
and
you get
like,
a warning.
And but
also,
like,
you can report people.
But the thing-
you can throw on the little.
But the
white
thing
piece of
about it
paper,
is,
these
like-
little bitches talking.
but the thing about it is,
Shut up.
people just don't do it.
Yeah,
I
love
mean,
that.
I mean, like 99.9% of the times I've been in the Alamo, no one's talking, no one's being loud, no one's being obnoxious. I think one time that woman got wasted. Remember that?
She didn't get wasted. We came into the movie before it started, and she was trashed. We went, here we go.
It was like
enjoy your night, man.
we were there with Andy,
started
right?
that way.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
us
like,
and
woo.
Andy, and like almost no one else was in this. Is like years ago. No one else was in the theater, and then there was a woman in the same row as us, like a couple seats down, and she was like, it was weird, like. It was. I don't remember which theater it was, but it was one of those like some of the Alamos have like a bar table in front of you that stretches across the whole way, and some have a little single table, and they're like 2 seats to a table. And so, you know, if the theater is sold out or packed, you might get sat next to a stranger. I mean, you're choosing to buy your seat, you know that. But if you buy a seat and it's open, someone could buy it next to you. And I think at first she sat down next to him.
And then you're
Yes.
But
locked
then,
in.
but then, like when the person came by to check tickets, they were like, "This isn't your seat,"
No choice.
and like moved her down further because she was sitting next to him by accident. The whole theater is like empty, and Andy was just like. like even if that's like he was just like, why did she buy this seat? Why did she buy this? Why did she buy this seat? I already bought this seat. There was no one here when I bought the seat. Why would you buy this seat next to someone?
Dude, out of all people, Andy too.
Yeah.
Because Andy was sitting there
most bothered.
quietly
Yeah.
freaking out.
Looking,
in
we
his
were
head.
to his right, so he's just like looking over. But then eventually the woman came by to check the server and was like, "Oh no, you're down there." And then she was just getting wine and wine.
Ooh, there it is.
And it was like, I don't remember what we were seeing. I don't remember.
That was her demon slayer, Michael. She wanted to go out and have fun.
I don't remember.
Have it.
Sit next to
Let
someone.
her
I don't
have
remember
Yeah,
what
yeah.
we were
Hang
seeing
out,
because
yeah.
I wasn't too
Love.
bothered
Yeah,
by it. And she wasn't really like loud, but this woman was gone.
It was like the thing where like you're not really making a ruckus, but every now and then you'd hear like
Shuffling
oh,
through
shit.
a purse or some
She
shit.
dropped
Ruckus to me,
something,
I'll
yeah.
be honest.
It was-
at Alamo. That's
I don't.
ruckus to
I don't
me.
remember
Yeah.
what the movie was, but it was pretty entertaining to watch. So I wasn't that. I wasn't. You know, Endgame.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
hang on, movie.
The other time you're
This is fascinating.
which Matt said and made a joke about. You're like, you can write and go like, oh, this person's
yeah,
getting
being
annoying.
a dick.
I think
Yeah.
I've talked about it before. I had one
You have,
couple.
and we don't know if it happened. Lindsay's convinced.
You
me.
were there. God damn
That's,
it.
that should enlighten
God damn you. Damn you. All right.
That
That actually
Anyways.
works against you.
Right,
Anyways,
I know.
It was this couple, and it was the X-Men movie where with the little girl. Crap. What's
Yeah.
it called?
Little X-girl.
Yeah, little X-girl. Right. X2, the short name.
Talking
Tiny,
about, you're talking
tiny
about
Wolverine. Yeah,
Wolverine.
tiny
You're talking
Wolverine.
about Logan.
Yeah,
Logan?
Logan. There it is.
Tiny
Logan.
Wolverine.
Yeah, tiny Wolverine.
Hold on, you call
little girl.
call it the short.
The X-girl.
X-girl, X-kid.
That's the next gen of X-Men.
Yeah.
It's X-girls now. That's right. That's the future.
You're talking about X-23.
Future's
Okay.
female.
This episode of Off Topic is brought to you by Babbel. Hey, do you remember learning a second language in school? No? Yeah, me neither. Definitely true. I think I took Spanish. I mean, I know I did. I somehow passed. That's about it. Maybe I can remember to ask like where the bathroom is or some curse words. It's not great. However, in comes Babbel, the #1 selling language learning app, to bring you an addictively fun and easy way to learn a new language, or maybe a language you thought you learned already, but you didn't really do a good job. So, you know, learn it right this time. Babbel teaches bite-sized language lessons that you'll actually use in the real world. They each take about 15 minutes, so it's perfect to learn a new language while you're on the move. So I haven't started it yet, but Lindsay's been brushing up on Spanish because I say I'm not. Lindsay is teaching our children Spanish, so unlike me, they can speak it. And Lindsay's really good at it, but like just using some brushing up, Babbel's there to refresh their memory. Like, oh, this is so simple, it's so easy. They've been using it. It's just quick, easy, very effective to use. Babbel's lessons are created by over 100 language experts and is scientifically proven to be effective. You can choose from 14 different languages like Spanish, French, Italian, and German. Plus, Babbel's speech recognition technology helps you improve your pronunciation and accent. Right now, when you purchase a 3-month Babbel subscription, you'll get an additional 3 months for free. That's 6 months for the price of 3. Just go to Babbel.com and use promo code OFFTOPIC. That's BABBEL.com, code OFFTOPIC for an extra 3 months free. Babbel, language for life.
Had a couple next to me, and they were doing the thing where anytime something happened, they'd have a comment like, "Oh shit."
Movie.
Look at that. And I was like, this is not going to be the whole movie. The whole movie, you cannot make a comment about everything that's happening. I'm sorry, I can't. And I'm like Andy. I just have internal like, but I don't want to say anything.
Some people
that guy.
though, it's not going to stop.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't, when we watch Fast 9, don't sit next to me.
No,
That's
no
all
way.
I got to say.
We got like 20 minutes in.
Nothing but like,
20 minutes
this
in.
is from Fast 4.
And I finally had to say
fucking watch
something.
it.
Stop touching me,
So I know.
please.
Sorry, I want intimacy. Goodness. I finally was like, I got to write a note. I've never done this before. I've never, ever complained about someone. So I write my note, and I put it up there, and I'm like,
Awkward.
waiter comes, looks at the note, puts it away, and goes, and turns to the couple and goes, "Hey, someone's been complaining that you guys are being really loud." I was like, "I'm right here. I'm right
And that's
here."
when you turn over and you go, "It was me, piece of
Yeah,
shit."
that's right.
Fuck down.
That's the thing. You can do either that or you can leave.
Deal
Those are
with
the two
it.
Yeah,
options.
that's true.
Yeah, it was me the whole time.
I didn't witness this
It's just
entire
making
thing.
it really hard to watch the movie.
You're so full of
Were
shit.
you there?
We've talked about
I
this.
was there. Well,
Were you
I mean,
different-
we've talked about
different
it.
seat.
I question it. I don't remember the, hey, what are you doing?
Chat. If anyone else watches our content as shit ton, I know we've told this story and Michael's agreed with me about retelling this story.
I've just
This is
probably
true.
been
It
to
happens. Help me out.
Could be clips. How are they going to get them to you?
They'll find them.
But how are they going to get them to
Twitter. All right,
Right.
Post a link in the
I
chat.
don't know this bird.
Give me a GIF.
you? Give me a GIF. Lindsay wants a GIF of the
GIF of
audio
an audio?
conversation.
Fax me. Yeah.
Here's a GIF of the person behind us in the
Post
theater
my Zanga.
filming
What do you
it.
want?
Grab the clip, put it in Premiere, make a GIF out of
Draw
it,
me
build a
a
text
GIF.
on it, you know what I mean, export.
Attach it to a pigeon. Send the
Yeah.
pigeon out.
What did happen when we saw Quiet Place, specifically didn't order loud food. Everyone, like in my vicinity, like, dude, you're not kidding. You could hear a pin drop. The movie, there's nothing,
Dude,
and
there's
everyone in the audience is like,
Yep.
right in front of us. I think it was like an older gentleman, but he's in a chair and he's just like, it's just going. And it's just like the guy's just like moving, like he was
my God.
like a senior citizen.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like,
Supposed to be
dude, he's just
adjusting.
jostling. But I'm like, of all chairs, and dude, it's all your the whole fucking theater, and it's like, there's not a sound until the fucking robot goes off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dude, I mean,
I was just
it's
like,
not even-
it was killing me.
It's rough. Yeah, you can't make a lick of noise during that movie. There's no way, no how.
Matt, I'll ask you, what are some of your worst experiences seeing a movie that you've had? And were you the cause of them?
I definitely got drunk during The Hobbit.
That's awesome.
What a great movie.
I got really drunk. Like there's some shit going on in my
Did
life.
you have some mead?
How'd you feel during the GoPro scenes where you're like, holy shit?
Oh, I don't
fuck.
remember them.
And that was right at the
Good.
beginning of the film.
I was just I know that my friends told me all I really did was just like make comments the whole time, and people were like around me were like agreeing or whatever. And then at the end, when they called the birds to leave, I stood up and went, why didn't they do that so long ago? And then I walked out of the theater.
Whoa, on a
And I don't
bird.
remember any of it.
Yeah.
Took him out.
Like, I've
All
only,
right, my ride's here. Let's go get it off.
I've only blacked out like 2 times in my life where I don't remember it. That's one of them. And I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
oh my God.
Nice.
Shit.
That's good.
But Yeah, no, other than that, it's just mostly like regular movie shit where it's like, yeah, that guy won't shut the hell up or whatever. But it does not happen in the Alamo.
It's really nice, and all of
They
them.
read the
You know what I
rooms.
mean?
Awesome.
Well, I think we're fortunate of like where they're located too. Here, people are generally less rude and dickheadish in this area of like Austin and related. At least, again, compared to where I grew up, there's assholes everywhere you go.
Oh, yeah.
But not like an overwhelming number. If you would say like more assholes where I'm from or where I am, it's definitely where I'm from more. But like, you know, you could easily have a theater go, hey, no talking, and like if Alamo existed where I'm from, 60 people would get thrown out of movie. You know what I mean? Like here, it just doesn't happen. Like I think most people are like us, and they're like, oh, good. And like not coming in and going, what do you mean I can't talk? You know what I mean? It's like, it's not so much a threat to people talking, it's more a benefit for people who aren't going to talk during the movie and just want everyone to shut the hell up and watch the movie, not like play with their phone or jingle their keys or whatever. And so, all that said, watching Spiral, it's like, he's going to die, dude. Because we're in a private screening, we're way in the back.
Hello, detective. I like to
That's like, if you do like making comments and stuff, Alamo Drafthouse also has like quote-alongs. So Michael did me a kindness.
Awesome.
Yeah, he bought me a ticket for Fifth Element, and then we got in. And he's like, "Oh, I didn't realize this was a talk-along." Fuck.
I
He
will
was
say,
pissed.
I was pissed because it's like
not Michael's area.
Encourage you. Everyone's there. They're super fans.
Well,
you gotta hit the quote when it comes up.
That's my thing too. Is like not just it, but I'm like, how many people are going to be not good at it?
Oh, a lot.
You know what I mean? Where it's like, don't quote it if you don't know the quote. Quiet. So like, dude.
I can agree with him there.
Dude was like, no, multi-card.
We walked in. We walked
You fucked it
in.
up.
We walked in,
Leela.
and when you get into the room, like right through the theater doors, there was a fucking table. Fredo, I kid you not. I walk in, there's fucking pop guns sitting there, and I'm like. And it's like all kinds of like toys and shit.
I went to that
and they're like,
same
grab your
fucking-
stuff, grab your thing. And I'm going,
Yeah.
no.
Dude, I
no,
was
no, no.
ready.
And we're fucking, we go in, we sit down, and I was just like, no. They had someone come out because it's like a special thing, being like quote along, and they're like, hey, welcome to the quote along, blah blah blah. You have pop guns. That said, calm the fuck down.
Very much, yeah.
He was like, you have a pop gun, you can shoot it during the action scenes.
It was like a teacher in front of the
when
class. Like,
they are shooting.
Yeah.
If you use your pop gun outside of the action scenes, you will be asked to leave.
Number
And I was
two
like,
pencil.
yes, yes, thank you.
Yeah, with
But
that
like,
same viewing, it was awesome.
It
Or a
was
different viewing.
It was
That's
fucking funny though, because like I've seen the movie. It's not something I would like quote. You know what I mean? And most people didn't quote. There was like a person next to us quoting it, but it was more impressive because they knew it all.
it was me and her. Like
They
we leaned into each
fucking
other. and we're
know.
like, we know.
But it was like, you know, I don't know that the frame something happens. I'd be watching like do, and fucking, he'd be like, and the whole theater would be like, they're like waiting. They're like,
Dude, I was sitting there just like, when is this gonna happen? Let's do this. Come on, Bruce.
Yeah.
Pop.
It was actually fun. It was like pretty well controlled for what could have been chaos.
I wish we had double dated. We would have been the
Oh, that
three
would've
of
been
us and then
awesome.
Michael.
I've done a handful. I did that. I did Jackie and I did Clue, so everyone had like
cool.
little phone
that's
like
cool.
weapons. And then we did Space Jam, and they had a cereal party. And so I was like, what does it have to really do with Space Jam? But I feel like eating some cereal in a fucking theater. Yeah, it's
What does this have to do with?
I was like, hey,
I love it.
Yeah.
no, this doesn't make any fucking sense, but I goddamn love these Lucky Charms.
And why are there all 5-year-olds in here?
Don't touch my stickers.
Yeah, that's
I think there was.
Oh, there were definitely stickers. There were temporary tattoos at Fifth Element.
yeah. Well, yeah, I slapped it on immediately. I was like, Michael, look!
Yeah.
Look!
Good time. It was a good time.
I can make this real.
It was fun.
I'm going to. I'm honestly getting that tattoo at some point. I don't care how basic it is. Anyways, your story also jogged my memory. I guess a lot of people just like scream at movies and leave, but I had a friend named Peter in high school.
Fuck this.
Yeah, I guess so.
The movie can't hear you.
Well, yeah. He was already like kind of the guy who like, I mean, I guess we're kind of the same way. Like he'll do some stuff for the show of it, for the effect, for someone else to go, look at that weirdo. And he's like, like I'm doing it. Cool.
Disgusting.
I know. It sickens me, really, Michael. So I think it was Lord of the Rings, because at the time it was like, you're a Harry Potter fan or a Lord of the Rings fan, or like you're a crazy blend of the both. Extra nerd to you.
Crazy.
Regardless, draw a line in the sand. Pick your sides. So we went to go see Lord of the Rings, and at some point he stood up and screamed, "Where the fuck is Harry Potter?" And he also left. I was like, Peter, where are you going, buddy?
I remember,
Run away.
I've told this story before.
That's good though.
Yeah,
Like,
he has a point.
yeah.
I've told this story before. It's very quick. I don't know if you guys have heard it, but when I saw the Grinch in theaters, the Jim Carrey Grinch movie, it was
Classic.
packed with, like, you know, I was a teenager, not a children's viewing. It wasn't like the young kids, like a Friday night at the local, you know, the mall with the theater closest to me. Just loud as fuck, you know, like again. People talk during movies, but like previews, it's like a cafeteria. Like there's not, it's like, this doesn't count. It's just like, it's just like like you're on a subway. And so then the preview ends, the movie starts, it like kind of hushes down a little bit. And I don't remember what the fucking title comes up or Jim Carrey's face comes up or whatever. And someone's like, "Oh shit, the motherfucking Grinch!" And someone on the other side goes, "Shut the fuck up!" And I go, and here we are. That was how the Grinch began. Shut the fuck up! I was like, here we go, everybody.
That's amazing.
Fucking kill you!
I don't think you were there.
I've had so many experiences of movies, people threatening to beat the shit out of each other
yeah.
in the theater.
We didn't
So
have that,
many.
luckily. I think this was before I dated you, and I forgot all about it. I went to go see the live-action Alice in Wonderland, and I used to dress up for movies with my theater friends, because that's what we do. So Pirates of the Caribbean, dressing up like pirates. Indiana Jones, dressing up like Indiana Jones. So this time, we decided not to. We're like, we're a little too old for that, whatever. So it's me, the person I'm dating, a friend of mine, and then like 5 rows up is this group of people dressed up like the Mad Hatter, Alice in Wonderland, like the whole crew. And I was like, you know, cool, good on you, but I'll be back here doing my thing. The movie gets like 5 minutes in, and the Mad Hatter stands up and he goes, "Change places!" And I was like, listen, I'm a theater freak, but no, sit down, sir. Like, no, but come on. We're not doing that in this
say
movie
that.
theater. I thought it. I went,
But you changed places.
yeah.
Yeah, at least you got up. and changed.
Damn it.
Yeah, I did.
I wrote a note on the card.
We were talking about movies, talking
Maybe
about
change
Alamo. I love Alamo Draft House, but my first experience was absolutely terrible.
Oh.
And it was the first time I came down to do chem testing. I believe,
Beakers and shit.
yeah, you know, you guys are. I came down here to play video games. And you guys are like put
Trevor,
this
you gotta
chemical
stop.
together. And
Yeah,
I'm
we're
like,
like,
Anyway.
You did
really
a good job,
drink it?
not knowing very well.
and I was like, I'll take it. But afterwards, Lewis, Trevor, were like, hey, let's go, you know, let's go show you Austin, show you around the neighborhood, stuff like that, and let's go watch a movie. So I was like, cool. And they're like, have you ever been to the Alamo Draft House? I'm like, no. I'm like, what is it? It's like, oh, you pick your seat, and it's like super quiet, really good food, drinks. I'm like, that sounds awesome. Let's do it. We went and saw Pirates. I think it was like the last one that they released.
The fifth one.
With
Yeah, the fifth.
The Dead Men Tell No Tales.
yeah, Dead Men Tell No
Yeah.
Tales.
You took
So we went and we sat down, and very quickly we noticed the audio system was broken because, you know, the voice dialogue came in fine, but then, you know, and then the gunshots came in a little low, but then the music track, I guess that speaker was broken, so it was just like da-da-da. No. I was like, no, this isn't this. Oh, you fucked it up. It's like, and I was like, so he walked the fuck out and got a refund. And I was like,
would've been laughing
Alamo
so
Draft
hard.
House sucks.
Place sucks.
Oh,
Damn,
no.
dude.
That's the worst.
When
too.
I saw, this is back when like midnight premieres were a big thing.
Oh yeah, now it's
Where,
like third. Well, that's like 7 p.m.
Now it's like, hey, 5 o'clock on Thursday. Fuck it, the movie's out. There's no rhyme or reason to it, but it was like movie would come out Friday or Thursday at midnight, and so I used to like see a lot of midnight showings, and so a friend of mine and I went and saw the third Pirates at midnight, and we were like big fans of the first two. Third one, the worst one, but we're sitting there, and this is in New Jersey, and there's only a couple people in the theater, and you know, this is way before like reserved seating. We just sit in a spot. Theater's got to be, I don't know, 30% filled, you know, because it's midnight on a Thursday. It's not really an indication of how popular the movie is, but like a group of kids, teenagers, maybe young adults, sit down right, like literally right behind us, like 3 or 4 people. and immediately won't shut the fuck up. They're just like talking. And I don't know if you've seen the third one. It starts with him like in the desert because he gets eaten by the fucking the Kraken at the end of the second one.
He like steps up.
Yeah, it's all badass.
Yeah.
That's such a great scene.
Yeah, it's such a great scene. And the third movie starts, and you're like, huh? And so he's on like the beach and this and that and whatever. And like, sorry, they walked in like 5 minutes after the movie started. The movie started. They walked in. They sit down, and I kid you not, they're like, "Hey, what's happening? Where is he? What's this?
God
What's that?" And I'm just like, I'm just looking ahead at the screen, going, "What the fuck?" And they're like talking about. They were there maybe 10 minutes, and they're like, "This is fucking stupid. This is dumb. Blah 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 blah." And then I hear at one point one of them go, "I think this is like the third one. Oh, have you seen the other ones?" "No, I haven't seen any of them." And I'm just like, you're at the midnight screening of the third movie and like trilogy, like, okay, the first one's kind of standalone, but it's a sequel for sure to the second one.
Yep.
They're one fucking movie. And they're like, well, it's a pirate. I don't know. 15 minutes like, this sucks. And then they left. And I was like, just like, did you come here for this?
For fuck's sake.
Surely, like, I assume they stumbled in like from the mall.
Yeah.
And they were hanging out outside loitering. But I was just like,
They were looking for Garden State.
I was just like, I was just sitting there going, don't turn around, don't turn around, don't turn around, because that's it. Once someone's right behind you, and you know, if you're like,
Yep.
you turn around, like, I was just like, oh my God. I was so happy when they left. But I was just like, why would you
They had a
come
reason
here?
to stay after that.
Yep.
Like,
Why would you come
makes you
here?
hate.
Crazy. This episode of Off Topic is sponsored by HBO Max. Many of us are plumbing the depths of our streaming platforms, searching for something new to watch, looking for an entertainment fix. And if that's true for you, boy, do I have a suggestion. HBO Max has same-day movie premieres of the biggest movies of 2021 every single month. Yes, that's right. The biggest Warner Brothers for pictures releases will be available in theaters and your living room same day. I'm super excited to see Space Jam. You know, I'm a jammer myself. People know. I saw the original in theaters, and now here we go. 20 odd years later, 25 years later is. I'm not reading from copy here, okay? What's gonna happen next? I need to know, okay? Where are the lovable characters that I grew up with? Did they grow up with me? Probably not, because then they wouldn't be so lovable anymore, like I am no longer. These titles and so many others will be available in theaters and on HBO Max for a limited time and at no extra charge to subscribers. Release dates are subject to change, so get on it and sign up for HBO Max at hbom.ax/OTMAY. That's Off Topic May, but don't type that, type OTMAY.
Talking about the missing audio track, did you see a couple of years ago when someone showed the clip of the Mummy trailer when someone forgot to add the extra audio into it?
Oh,
and it's
yeah,
just like,
the Tom Cruise Mummy,
really
the official trailer.
Oh, did they fuck up their?
They fucked up the mixing where they put the trailer out and they had like they didn't have all the like sound effects and everything, and so like the whole trailer was fucked up.
It was like a track was
But
muted.
like
in
there
the
was like a
export.
track muted or
Yeah.
missing or whatever, and like there's a part in the trailer where they're flying the plane and like a bunch of birds start like flying into the plane and they like smash the window. And I think a guy, like, it hits him in the throat or whatever, but it's like, it's like some of the sound effects are like, and then like the bird comes in and the guy, and it's like, and then like there's a scene, you know, where like they're free falling, and it's Tom Cruise like free falling in the plane, like moving around, and the girl, the main woman of the movie, like he puts the parachute on her, and she gets sucked out. She gets sucked out and goes. Ah! It's the whole thing is like, it's like, it's like all this shit you don't hear in the movie, but it's there. Yeah. And they just fucked up and put it out. I'm like, no, delete it. Delete it. It definitely, somebody definitely like re-uploaded it. It's fucking funny.
Shout out to the music movies, because we need it. Otherwise, we'd have movies like this.
It was very funny.
I have always followed the rules of like Alamo Draft House, but one time
rules are meant to be broken.
I was like, I'm sorry, I'm pushing the boundaries of this, and I tried to get a screening at another. It was Endgame. I had 2 screenings. I had like, I think it was like a 10 o'clock screening, which I bought like a ton of tickets, and I was like, whoever wants them, like grab these tickets, I have them.
That shit was like crazy, like
It was
selling out.
super hard.
Weeks. And
Dude,
weeks.
I remember going to the office early, sitting there, it's like, okay, I'm ready to refresh.
Well, that's
I bought the ticket for Alamo. I bought the was it the Bullock Theater? Was the IMAX one? That one was at 7 p.m. I went there, sat down because it was a big ass line. We went there like an hour and a half.
Oh yeah,
time.
you said it was like.
And I went, sat down as IMAX. I went, fuck this, and I walked the hell out.
I remember, and you can do this like at any theater, but with Alamo, you can. It's like I've said this. It's too lenient. I use it all the time, or I used to, especially before kids. But you can cancel and refund your ticket up to an hour, I think, before showtime, just through the app.
Super easy.
You just go
peasy.
nope, boop, boop, and then so like I remember buying like 7 tickets for Endgame because it was like who's gonna go to where, and it was just like if I wasn't going, refund.
It was just like
and then it
super
kept going.
bunch of
This is a bad feature. Who the fuck's gonna look for a movie 30 minutes before it starts because someone might have canceled?
But there's a ton of people that would like refresh to look at different times, whatnot. But you know, I went. There was a bunch of us, and then we also brought like Lewis, who's a
Heard of him.
giant
Big
truck.
truck.
Yeah, it's
Production
huge.
truck.
Also works for RT, and he's like a huge Marvel fan.
He's in the comics?
He's big, right?
Weird.
Big, huge comic book fan. And I remember us sitting there, and we looked at each other and went, this is a bad idea. We should not be in an Alamo Draft House right now. And movie started kicking off, and like right away, we're just like, okay, that's from that, and that's from that, and the comic book is from that. And then I remember the scene where they're like, all right, let's go, let's take off, let's kill Thanos. And that was like 10, 15 minutes in the scene, and we were just like, all right, just turn the ship, because we're like, yo, motherfucker, they're doing that right now. Like, it's popping off. And so, like, we kept just, like, whispering back and forth. But, the scene, like, the big fight scene at the end, when the whole, called the portal scene, where everyone, like, I mean, come on. Everyone comes
I haven't
out,
watched it yet.
But everyone comes out and supports, Cap and whatnot. Everyone gets brought back, like, Lewis and I jumped into the aisle, and we just started with,
That's amazing.
and then we were just like, and then we jumped back in. But like, we were pushing the boundaries. I was like, I swear to God, there's at least one person there just going.
At that point.
Yeah, and there was
There's at least one person there going, they gotta calm down. But we legit jumped into the aisle and started dancing, and we're just like,
Incredible.
Damn, dude.
no.
See, I've had moments at Alamo Draft House
it
where
was Endgame.
not that
It was
intense.
Endgame. I'm gonna
And
go to the bathroom.
I'm with you. It's Endgame. You're allowed
yeah,
to do
yeah.
that. This is a phenomenon.
See, I'm just saying,
They
look,
wouldn't kick you
I
out
don't
of
care either way.
They'd be like,
There-
just tolerate him for 10 minutes.
I don't care either way, but you say this is Endgame, you're allowed to do that. There are people on the other end of the spectrum going, this is Endgame, I'll kill you if you do
oh
that.
no, 100%.
true.
I'm saying,
It's true.
Alfredo and Lewis are
think
like,
you're-
oh, Endgame. There's people there going, this is fucking Endgame. Shut the fuck up. My life is meaningless without this film, and you are dancing in the aisle.
We're at like 2 dB going,
Right back.
That's awesome.
but man, I missed that, like, kind of like that moment in time, because it was such a big, huge event, right? Even if you weren't a big Marvel fan, or even if you were on any, one end of the
like-
spectrum to the other,
Everyone was hyped for that.
everyone was
Yeah.
like, we're all gonna go do this. This is how, and especially like, now everyone's clamoring to like spend time with each other. But then during those times, we're all just like kind of living our lives, and maybe we'd see
That's
each other.
any movie now.
Yeah.
any movie.
Yeah.
Oh my
Any
God.
movie. Oh,
An
do you want to watch?
excuse.
Do you want to go out? Like,
do it.
I'm
We can
down.
do it.
You vaccinated?
Do you want to see Sex and the City
Here, I'll do
2?
it. I'll do it
Yeah.
myself. Just come on, let's
yeah.
go.
Let's just go. But I mean, like during those times, like we were able to go out, and everyone's hang out their own free will, and I just knew, like, I remember during that time, I was like, oh man, like it'd be really cool to get everyone together, like outside of work. And that was one of those moments where everyone was just like, stop what you're doing, like we're gonna plan this out. We're all gonna go. Who's going with who? Who's got what tickets to what screening? And like, I remember we were just like, okay, maybe we just get out of work early, like, just to get ready for this later on and whatnot. And it was so cool because just
We need to mention it there.
everyone was like, it was just like a kind of like this, it just felt like a big world event where everyone wanted to get out of the house together and go experience this.
Like how we almost achieved world peace when Pokemon Go was released.
That's
Like
true,
that
we were
close.
close.
Those were fun times.
Very close.
Just
Very
going
close.
outside
It-
and
well,
everyone just
breathing.
hanging out.
It was until like they spawned a Vaporeon, and then everyone just killed each other. They
Very
get near
true,
to
yeah.
where it
I've
was.
seen those videos, that's true. Now, you mentioned like breaking protocol at Alamo. I thought, to a much lesser degree, I've seen movies where like, as an audience, they kind of rally together without speaking to each other, obviously, but it's kind of like, you know that like, okay, now we're getting excited about this. So even if we're in Alamo, it's like, oh, okay, we're gonna like get really excited about this part, or like, I don't know, a character will say a line and everyone goes, yeah, or like, woo. We're like, okay, you get one. You get the one little like, yeah. Like, awesome. I'm glad you could dance in the aisles though. That's
Yeah, I
pretty
did the
cool.
one. That was the dancing in the aisle. There was a lot of like, but yeah, I mean, there was a dance in the aisle because that moment was just absolutely insane. But I was
awesome.
just like, I
Do
was
you-
kicked out for this.
Do you think you could quote that whole movie or no?
I don't think I could. I've like made it very clear to myself to not like watch it a ton of times just because I don't want to like, I don't know, get tired
Burn
of
it
it.
out. Makes sense.
It's the same way like the I think it was the Japanese novel Battle Royale.
Oh yeah, I love Battle Royale.
I've read the first half of that book probably like 6 times, and I absolutely love that novel. And I'm just like, nah, I'm not gonna finish it because
Yeah.
once I finish it, that's it. It's over.
I've had the
And
sad
Jackie
end of book.
hates that,
Yeah.
and I totally get it. But I'm just like, and I'm like that with other various like comics like Saga or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Casey does that too. And
Oh,
I
really?
hate it. Because it's always like, let's watch this together. Like you and me, we'll watch it together, we'll experience it together for the first time. I don't know how Dragon Ball Super ended. Because we're on the last like 3 episodes, and I'm just like, whenever you're ready.
You don't want it to end.
Naruto, never seen the ending because I was like, I haven't finished it.
This can't end.
Let's do it. Let's watch the end. There's so many different things where I'm like,
I'm almost at the, I see the finish line.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't
It's
know
like-
when I'm gonna cross it.
it's
I
right
relate.
here. Let's do it.
I don't think
Let's
I could
just push there.
Yeah, I don't think I could do that with like TV and movies. Like I gotta know, especially because like nowadays everyone's posting clips and
That was-
like everyone's talking about it right away.
Basically,
Ooh.
Wow.
But like,
We got a badass.
like
over
no
here.
one's. I mean, I say this now, and
I was
and
being
that's fine
serious.
because I'm never on social media. But like something like Saga, it's like no one's gonna spoil Saga
Yeah.
for me. And but now I like
What is Saga?
Sagas. Think of it like Game of Thrones meets Star Wars. I think I was
Oh,
telling
cool.
you about it,
That's
but
awesome.
it's from
Oh,
Image
yeah, you did.
Comics. It's a fantastic graphic novel. Oh, and
Nice. Oh.
it's a great graphic novel. And honestly, I hope like HBO would pick it up or something like that because there'll be a big budget and it needs to be like R-rated. But it's a great read if you got some time. And it's
I'll check it out.
it's like linear too. It's just like this, this issue to the next issue to the next one.
forgot you don't like
It's not like
That's okay.
It's not like like DC or Marvel where it's just like there's this whole storyline and there's alternate timeline, there's other storyline, and then this storyline like this main event, and then there's different pieces of like this story to like complete the main event. It's just like nope, it's a single read through.
See, I'm a little bit of both.
You don't-
Like
is Matt okay? You
shows,
Well, I'm fine.
or I guess honestly, movies I have to finish. Some shows I have to finish. A show like Breaking Bad, I'm like, I gotta see the finale. I've like invested so much time into this. I gotta see it. Game of Thrones, I muscled my way through that finale because I had invested so much time into
That
it.
was Game of Thrones was the one where like Casey was like, yeah, I'll watch it.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, no, there's no yeah, I'll watch it. This I have to finish it one way or the other. Like,
Yeah.
Well, like,
I'll watch it and then I'll watch it again with you. That's fine. And then I've never seen it again.
I'm sorry. I try not to like attach myself
it.
too much to shows, I guess, and maybe that's it. Also, is like that loss of like this is my show or like what I go to, and people go, oh, it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
I felt that recently with BoJack. I'm like, damn, I'm really like gonna be sad when this is over, and it won't be the same when I watch it
also-
again.
it's
It
also-
That
can't
was like
be.
him the
Yeah.
entire show.
It's
so.
also funny
true.
too when you
It's
have
very
that,
true.
and you have that, and you did have that with BoJack of like, it's over. And I'm like, a month ago you'd never seen this show.
I know.
You know what I mean? What do I do with my life?
It's over.
It's over.
I'm not gonna process my own trauma.
The show ended years ago before you'd ever watched a single episode. And Lindsay was like, but I watched it now.
It's so good.
Dude,
It's over.
my guilty pleasure is I'm dreading the end of Grey's Anatomy. Granted, it's like 18 seasons, but
Right.
I'm just like, no, Meredith, please, let the show keep going. Shonda, keep
Damn.
writing the show.
Damn, dude.
Dude, I love that show. I don't know why.
Doesn't
I love
it's
so
like
much.
ER, right? Like
It's
everyone dies.
So, yeah.
Like as they, no one
Yeah.
leaves.
Some people
everyone
have sex,
leaves.
Michael.
Everyone's
Calm
killed.
down.
No, that's not
Like-
it. I'm talking about
and-
no one can just leave.
And
the
everyone
show.
almost dies like 50 times.
helicopter
Everyone has
has
slept
to
with
fucking land on them.
everybody.
Oh, okay.
They take
Yeah.
him out.
Sorry.
Like,
It's McDreamy, McSteamy.
Jamie died. Yeah.
What?
See? Listen to what I'm saying.
How did I miss this?
It's like ER where it's like, hey, I'm this doctor. I'm here, whatever. And then they go, He got crushed by a bus.
Oh.
Anyway, that's
Yeah.
what they did with ER, and I know that, didn't he die in a car accident or something?
Yeah.
No one can just leave and be happy. They're like, and he's fucking dead now.
Oh, that was so brutal because
Because
he
the
got.
audience goes like
Imagine
this.
they did
Oh!
Oh, let me drink. Ah! Okay, so he did get into a car accident, and he was paralyzed, and he couldn't talk, but
know
he was
you'd be
still
fine,
conscious.
Zach Braff.
So he got taken to another hospital, and they were doing all these procedures, and he was sitting there, not able to respond, going, no, you need to do this instead. And it's like, I'm gonna end up. This is gonna end up happening to me, and then I'm gonna end up dying if you don't do this. And he was like sitting there conscious while these doctors were doing the wrong procedures and stuff. And I was like, that's brutal. How is he gonna go out like this? And he did.
Well, it seems
was
like he knew how he was going to go out.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I don't need to
it
watch
was
it
like,
now.
you know,
Fredo just
the whole
explained it
ER
perfectly.
thing and the whole like, you know, it being ER and whatnot. I remember, I think it was like, and I love rewatching this with Jackie because I got her into it. But like it was like season 3 or something like that when Meredith like was like didn't want to commit with McDreamy, and then she ended up like looking at buying this property and then making all these candles, and it was like McDreamy came and it was like a candles that were like boxed out of house, and she was like, I don't normally do this, but this is where we're gonna have our house. This is where we're gonna raise our kids, whatnot. And then like, you know, they wanted to get married, but then McDreamy was tied up with his wife, so he's like, I gotta settle that first. And then the season ended, and then the next season started, and then it was that scene, and Meredith was there waiting, and then she's like, fuck McDreamy, I hate this guy. And she goes back to the hospital, and he's there, and he's like on the table, he's coding, and then he dies. Jackie goes like, what? What? No way! And then it was all a dream. God, that show was great.
Wait, you
It
used
was
to read What Up
fantastic.
magazine?
But that was like season 3 or 4. I forgot what it was. But yeah.
But then he did die for real.
I mean, like 10 seasons later. Yeah, because they were like, the ratings are dropping. We got to spice it up a bit. Or sometimes an actor would get kicked off, or did they just want to leave?
And then they come back and they go, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
My bad.
I didn't
Yeah, like,
mean it.
get in here.
God,
Get
I
back
love that
in here.
show. It's so good.
Do you think you could quote that show if you need to, like a whole episode?
I wouldn't say quote the show,
Okay.
but like I'll read. That's one of the shows where like I'll rewatch various moments
I mean-
of the show, like on YouTube. Like, oh my God, the 007 clip, like it's so
gotcha.
good. Like, yeah.
I like
Georgie.
hearing what people each can like go to just off the top of their head. Like if you sat me down and were like holding me at gunpoint, like quote this movie, and like what could you do? Like Matt, what would
Oh,
be yours?
yeah, I mean, The Office.
there we go. It's true.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that's
easy.
fair.
That's easy.
For all
I
of
mean,
us,
I
really.
guess. I guess like it's easy for us. It's funny, like, you know, if you think of a show like whatever, Grey's Anatomy, this and someone goes, I can name all. I'd be like, bro, that's fucking. That you watch the show too much. Like that's that with me. I can't fathom that. Someone will go, well, you can do The Office, and I go, yeah, that's The
Yeah,
Office.
that's The Office.
well,
Exactly.
That
The
makes
Office,
sense in
so-
my
hold
head,
on.
but I feel like maybe it's not that normal. But it makes sense to me. like-
Probably not.
But like more so, it's got to be like the least niche show ever for that to be, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's like the most.
It has to be
quotable.
one of the most quotable rewatched shows there is.
Yeah.
Not like,
I agree.
I don't know what it is. I haven't seen it, or like I've heard of it. Like it's huge, right? Like it might be. I don't know. It's hard to say with like streaming of like what ratings are, but like. I know we beat it into the ground because we watched it. But even then, like, honestly, I didn't become the Office fan I am now until, like, here, like in Austin.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it on TV. I mean, I was
I-
like in high school when it was on TV.
Yeah.
I
didn't
think it
watch
was because you and I started hanging out too, and I was like, I like The Office.
I had seen it, but I never, like,
It's like super into it and had to
Yeah.
watch every
Yeah.
episode.
Well, the world was
Watching
watching
it
it's
it.
my
every
turn.
time.
But yeah, it's true.
Oh.
Someone's
Oh, no.
Cesario.
Sure.
it says no.
Matt, what's your favorite movie? Or some of?
I don't.
I know shows you like,
I
but
don't
not
know.
movies.
I've like. I can never really nail down one. Like I really like Pirates. Like that was a fun series, but like. I can't think of any movie where I'm like that one. That's my favorite.
The
Like
Broly movie.
Jared.
Like,
the Broly
ah,
movie. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I
But-
think it's usually just like there's a handful of movies I really, really like.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I guess like then, what are your
Well-
echelons?
Well-
What's your?
There was like
Your
a
pantheon
handful
of
of
movies.
movies that I was like, oh my god, this movie, I love this movie so much. It's probably my
Did
favorite
it.
movie, and it would be like movies like Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Good
That's
one.
a good
Yeah.
one.
Which is a fantastic movie. But honestly, the one that takes the cake for me is Parasite,
Oh yeah.
and it's such an amazing film. And you think, don't watch the trailer, just watch it.
Yeah, I didn't know.
guarantee
I
you
don't.
It's a good
I don't
movie.
think we watched the trailer. I really can't
No,
remember.
I just saw some
Oh,
like, art from
Even,
it.
No,
even
I-
then, you think you know what the movie is.
I
and
know.
you have
I know
no
I didn't.
Fucking
I know I didn't watch the trailer because I kept the whole movie. All I knew was I kept going. When do the bars get over their eyes? That's
Just like in the
only thing I knew.
poster.
Just the poster, him standing in the yard, and I kept going like this. When does this happen? Oh, I can't see. Spoiler: never happens.
No,
Never happens in the film.
True.
No one runs up to him and puts a sensor bar over his eyes. So
Now, I'm happy
if
when-
that's why you go, you're going to be disappointed.
true. I'm happy when we quote stuff that people know. Like in our line of work, we make a quote and someone goes, "Ah, great job! Like I know that quote. Thanks, awesome." I
Like
watch a lot of
Stardust.
yes, like Stardust, but especially with like TikTok or anything online, it's like I quote the most obscure, random, like batshit crazy stuff, and like one person in the chat will be like, "Oh, did you watch like the super flamey hot dog video?" I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I did. Thanks." Doctor did something, anything. Like a cat jumps through box 6 times. Yeah, cat
my
jumps through box. Yeah.
validating that.
I wish right now, honestly, I wish I knew someone that listened to Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend because I love that podcast so much, and I feel like it's just me telling people about like
It
me.
sounds
It's me
awesome.
explaining
And did you
to
see
Lindsay what's
the clips that you
happening,
posted
and then
were great.
playing the joke and going, "What do you think? Was it funny?
Yes.
Was it a funny joke?" I just
I know, I
identify
feel.
with it so much, and I just keep telling people like, "Oh, this one part he did this," and it's like, okay, it's like me telling someone else's joke, and then I go, "Did you laugh at their
Is it
joke?
funny?
Did you laugh at their joke?" And it's just so stupid. I just listened. I'm almost caught up again, so I found it. I don't know. I think right before quarantine. Which is funny because I never really listened to podcasts. I started getting into it just like looking into the podcast world when we started Face Jam because it was like audio only and like I mean you know with like Red Web and Popcorn and Shield like it becomes relevant in some capacity to like look at numbers or this or that or whatever. And like as soon as I got in there, he's like Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend is one of the most popular podcasts in comedy, and I was like, I love Conan O'Brien. I'll check this out,
Yep.
and I love it. So I listened to all of it. And then I caught up and I stopped. And then I switched over to The Office Ladies, which is just Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey just recapping, reviewing, discussing every single episode of The Office. Then I took a break and went back to Conan because there's like 20 new episodes. So I just listened to the Seth Meyers episode like today. I finished it today. And it's so funny how smart he is and like how much he knows about like the industry. He's talking to Seth Meyers, who like Conan started on SNL. Then went to Late Night with Conan O'Brien. Seth Meyers started on SNL, then took over Late Night, which is Conan O'Brien's old show. So it's like there's a lot of like interesting, like intellectual, or at least like, oh, like that's the business, or this is how the industry worked, or this is their
that's
experience
awesome.
and stuff. And it's all just like super fascinating. And he'll be in the middle of it, and he's talking to Seth Meyers, and he's like, yeah, and it's just great, having you here, and you are doing the show, and then you'll start some pee-pee poo-poo bit or whatever it is that you do. It's very lowbrow, and like, and then Seth Meyers is just like, right, and he's like, because yes, he's like, usually I wouldn't do them both at the same time. I would be one and then another, and he's like, well, the wee do whatever it is that you do because you can't come on the show without doing it. And Seth Meyers is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna come on the show and not do the wee poo poo bit and have the audience boo me, Conan. And he's just like, it's just like, how did we get here so quickly? He's having a real conversation, and then he'll just pivot and just shit on him for like 30 seconds, and then try and weave back. He comes up with these terms where he was like, it's the Seth scatological Myers routine. You do it every time, and I'm sorry, it's very blue. It's very blue for me. Think better of yourself.
Went through a blue period.
Yeah, you should think better of yourself. He's like, anyway, back to the interview. Like, he doesn't say that, but it's just so goddamn funny to me. I was listening to one, he was talking to Jane Lynch, and it's like the end of the interview, and he's like thanking her for being on it, and he's saying like, hey, it's like, really appreciate you being on it. It's like you're one of the people I enjoy talking to the most, and like, it's great, blah blah blah. You're super funny, and thank you so much for being on the show. And she's like, thank you. And you're very kind. And he goes, I'm funny too. And like his assistant Sona just goes, oh my god. And he's like,
Really
oh,
funny.
well, you said I was kind, but you didn't say I said you were funny, and you didn't say I was funny back. And Sona's like, this is sad. And he goes, it's not sad. You saw what happened. I had to do something. And I just like, it gets me every time. I love that.
Great instigation for no reason.
He's just always going, dude. I love it so much.
Well, you talked about like showing it to someone and then looking at them for validation, which is also how I feel at the circle at the end of a movie. If I really like a movie, I'm like, you better have liked it too.
Yeah.
Right? Or else. Like,
Or
friendship
else
is done.
again, I won't invite you to the next one.
Right. But I love stand-up comedians, and I have that all the time. And especially if I'm driving through Texas, usually with Michael, I'll put on a new stand-up comedian. I'm like, God, I hope he likes it. So I'll keep like glancing back and forth. And the best recently, so I've talked about multiple times, is I'm listening to Pablo Francisco again. And Alfredo knows all the references. I'm like, thanks, buddy. I appreciate you. Bless. Also,
He does such good impersonations.
What I also like to do,
Arnold and
though,
everything like that.
what I also like to do, though, because it's Lindsay and everything they just said, is they'll put it on and I just go, that was awful.
no, you're the worst. I'm like, no,
That
it's
was
funny,
I
Michael.
just go, when does it get funny? It doesn't matter what
Get it.
Lindsay puts on. It doesn't matter. I'm sitting there going,
Cut to the
this is
Easter egg
I'm
discussion
sitting
on
there
the last
going,
podcast.
this is hilarious. And I go, this is bad.
Damn you.
Like honestly, I'm not even kidding. This is bad.
Damn you.
Lindsay said to me earlier today. She said to me earlier today. It might have been on the ride here. I don't remember. But Lindsay's like, again, this is the kind of random shit.
the
Not
story.
the first question. Not the first time it's been asked. And it's just like my usual response is, I don't know. Driving along. I think we were driving here. Hey, who's your favorite Disney princess? And there's a pause, and I'm going, and Lindsay goes, don't fucking give me like
asshole
an
answer.
asshole bullshit answer. And I go, Quasimodo.
Like, I'll accept that. That's fine.
I was about to say it when they fucking give me shit. I'm just like,
I want real answers.
I was asking because if I can plug, I just got a new purse, and this is like the most effeminate thing I own, and I love it.
oh, perfect example. Lindsay got this. Was like, check this out, and it just kept going. It's so ugly. That's the first.
No,
thing
I was like,
said.
you're ugly.
Yeah, and
You're ugly.
I went. Why is it
Do it.
bad though? It's just bad. I just kept saying.
It's all Disney princess ice cream cones. Thank you. It's got double barrel dual
Lindsay
pockets.
said that, right? And I went, and I said, they're not ice cream. They're people.
Yeah, and they're
What does that mean?
delicious.
The Disney
They're
princesses are
delicious.
people, Lindsay. You got fucking ripped off.
You did.
I just kept saying
Dude,
it.
that Lindsay brought that bag out, and I went, "Oh, it's perfect for chicken nuggets."
Let me. Hang on.
I mean,
Alfredo?
I say that.
I
Alfredo,
know
do you
exactly
want better?
what
You
you're
want some
talking
chicken
about.
nuggets? I'll hide them in my little fake macaron. Check this out. You can open it up. You store shit in it. You
That's
store
cute.
shit in
Right.
it.
And it goes with the bag.
Let me ask you this though, right? Look, ooh, my items.
Yeah.
Or
No, Michael, then I can't
mean,
find
but
it.
it's not
Reach
cute.
in and find it right now.
There's another
Try and
one?
find it.
I just don't understand.
I mean,
Look at
but-
this giant thing.
like,
This giant thing. And I'll put this little
Look
thing
at
in.
that stuff.
This is why you don't
Okay.
get normal pockets. You would abuse them and waste them. You put this, you get a giant pocket, and you put this in it, and what's inside it? A mint. Doesn't make any sense.
Makes no sense.
My eye drops, my medicine, my lip balm, all sorts of crazy stuff in here. Regardless, I'm fashionable.
Try to
or not.
find it, Michael.
Hang on,
Try
I
to
look great.
find it.
Yeah, I look great, and you
Okay.
don't.
Dude, seeing that
Damn
bag.
What takes up more space?
Jackie will love it.
It's crazy.
I mean, it takes. But
That's
it's cute
cooler though. Yeah.
It is. Cute.
Yeah, okay, that's
But,
fine.
like,
Thank you.
it is
Cut
more
to,
work.
like,
It is
okay,
more work.
let me tell you
Oh,
this.
thank you.
This bag is like days old. Cut to a month from now when all shit's pouring out and Lindsay goes, I don't have any space, and there's 50 of these things falling out.
There's
This is
already
true.
two.
This is true.
Oh, no, it's a set of
For now,
like
though,
10.
I'll ride that ice cream high. Thank you, the sugar high. Put the macaron in the bag.
Pour
Thank
it
you.
in the bag.
That.
In the bag.
I mean, I've told this before, but
my
it's my
mask.
favorite thing to like rile Jackie up, and it's my like little like, you know, like hey, you know, would you rather? You're right, and the story is always, hey, I'm gonna get you this really nice designer bag, right? Hypothetically, get you this really nice designer bag. It's $5,000, $10,000 bag, whatever, right? Super expensive bag.
Matt's like squeaky.
Here's the catch. She's like, all right, like what's the catch?
I've heard two versions of this.
I'm like, I get you a very expensive bag. I get that for you, right? That's yours. Have fun. It's a present from me. But the catch is, I also get the same bag. I get to store my chicken nuggets in it. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's outraged.
And she's absolutely
I
outraged.
heard-
And
I
go,
heard the-
why? You get a free bag.
I heard.
Yeah. Why would you?
I heard-
Why would
She
she care about that?
hates it. She
I heard.
You do whatever you want with your
She
bag.
hates it. She'll see me with the bag, eating my chicken
principle.
nuggets, having the sauce on the side pocket.
understand.
Yeah. I heard the version
It's
where
weird, but whatever. Dude,
I heard the
it's
version
fine.
where you use her bag. There's one bag filled with chicken nuggets. You eat out of it, but then you have it professionally cleaned,
Yeah.
and she'll never know. There's no stain. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It's just like
So-
new. It's brand new.
Yeah, that's the variant. That's sometimes where I just want to spice it up.
But
and
even
go a
then,
different
even
route.
then,
but the
it's
main
like-
thing
it's-
is like there's two bags.
I heard from that, and that was like, no, unacceptable, never, never. And then you went, okay, what if there's two? And it's like, okay, but I'm gonna put chicken nuggets in mine. No.
Yep.
And
No.
you're like,
No,
why?
hell
It's
no.
mine.
It's mine.
She just went, it's an insult.
Yeah, and I like how she was like, well, what if I got 2 graphics cards and I use one of them and I just dunk it in water? Like, cool, that's awesome. I still got my graphics card.
You can do whatever you want with it. Who cares?
Who are you? What are you doing?
Chat's alerting me to something, but the chat's gone so far. I'm like, what are you trying to tell me, chat? I have to scroll. Hang on.
They're probably trying to tell you
Someone's drowning
they
in a
found
well?
the evidence that you were wrong about the movie card thing, and I was right.
Probably.
No, I will.
mean, yeah, Chad, there's gonna be grease, but that's in my bag.
Right, it ain't
Jackie's
her
got
bag.
her own bag.
And, like, if
for
you're-
It ain't her bag,
And
dude.
If you're only using the
free.
bag for nuggets anyway, who cares?
That's what I'm
Who cares if you're using
It was
to
designed by
transport
Dunkaroos.
Shit.
What's the big deal?
It's not yours.
It's not yours.
It doesn't
get a
affect
free
you in
bag.
any way.
But I mean, here's the thing. Granted, I get it. I'm not just gonna have the bag for my nuggets. You know what I mean? Like,
Put,
if
like,
she's
Cheetos in it.
if she's taking that bag out for a date, I'm taking the same bag out too. But I got nuggets stored in
Yeah,
mine.
and the whole date you keep saying, I can't believe you copied me. Why'd you copy my bag? Why'd you copy my bag? Hey, random person, you see this? I got mine first. This is crazy.
What's the bag that Dee wanted in Always Sunny? Like
It's
the Countach
it's a
and-
very similar thing.
It's not the Birkin. I don't
Yeah,
think
I don't
it's the
know.
Birkin
I don't know,
bag.
but yes,
yeah.
it's the one where
Same mentality.
Frank buys himself a Countach and he gets himself a designer bag, which Dennis and Dee think are for them, and he goes, "No, it's for me," and he's eating
Cheese balls.
cheese balls in the
Yeah.
bag. It's the exact same scenario.
It's like in that moment I saw that
It's the
scene
exact
and
same
I was like,
scenario.
no, I'm mad.
remember
And she just kicked
no.
it. She's like, "You gotta ruin it! You gotta ruin it!" But even in that scenario, he bought it to taunt her,
Yeah.
and then
So,
didn't
like,
give
he
it
was
to her.
already doing
Exactly.
it.
Yeah, but I mean,
Jackie gets a
he didn't give
bag.
it to her.
Yeah.
Like, and then he eats cheese balls out of it, and she doesn't get it. In Jackie's scenario, she has a bag.
She does.
You know?
But she can't stand the sight of seeing my bag filled with chicken nuggets.
Maybe the bag likes the chicken nuggets
you
more,
don't know.
though.
What does it say?
Yeah.
Non-toxic.
But the thing is, if it's a nice bag, then that means it'll hold the chicken nuggets really well. That means that side pocket with the sauce
that also means like
is less likely to leak.
that also
Not a
means
pack.
if
It's
you're
just sauce.
It's out sauce in it. No
yeah,
way.
I get you.
What am I gonna?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my
I'll
nugget,
dip it,
unwrap
unwrap
it. But no, you
Just
dunk it on the side
But
pocket.
it too is
You know
you're
where I'm
also-
going with this, man.
you're also classing up the nugs at that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like eating
Hell,
the value of the bag.
Imagine going to like a tip and you just going,
Yeah.
yeah, that rings pretty nice.
Yeah. This nugget's been rolling around. You know what I mean?
See here. How many
Perfectly
things
pretty
encapsulates
good.
bag?
like my personality to a T. Half of
when it
my
counts.
brain is
Pull out your wallet and then nugget two and you dip it.
That'll be 3 dips. Thank you. 50 cents. Like half of my brain wants to try this, especially for a video for Achievement Hunter. I'd love that chaos of like, this is a like $5,000 handbag and I'm eating this out of it, like popcorn at the movie theater or something. That's great. But then everything else in me that hates like texture stuff that's weird. Like I wouldn't want that cheese dust in there, all the disgusting crumbs and cracklies. Like,
Well, you get it.
I don't know.
You get it
We'll
cleaned
eat it
out. You get
later.
professionally cleaned.
how often though?
Get it whenever there's
Daily?
crumbs,
Every time.
you know?
Daily.
Not
And
daily.
you know, if
Single-use
you
bag.
see that grease build up, you go, hey, it's time.
That's
You know
fair.
what I'm saying?
Like,
time.
are y'all like this
Clean.
maybe too? Where like I can let my room or our house get like pretty messy, but if you come into my kitchen and you use my kitchen knives for anything but food, I will freak out. I'll freak out, Toby.
Okay,
Yeah.
so can't use it to open a box.
What a low
No, oh my
bar.
God, my dad does that all the time. I get so mad. I'm like, those are the cooking scissors, Father.
Oh, I use cooking scissors to open Amazon
No.
boxes all the time.
You're not allowed in my kitchen.
But yeah.
We have
Open 'em up.
3 separate pairs of scissors. We didn't do that yet? I just assumed that the first bell happened when I went to the bathroom because I got back and I went, oh, it's 4:05, and then it never came up, and
my
I
God,
went,
it's 4:21.
and I
Oh, my
went,
goodness.
well, that
Time
must not
go.
be happening. Hey, firsties, are you still there?
No.
I don't know why they were waiting on the bell. I ducked out at the perfect time, going, they'll have to do it while I'm gone, and it backfired.
Yeah, we would've
like
tried.
like when Michael thought they would do the reports without him, and they were like, we need you to sign them. Anyway, oh, you're still watching? The show is still going. Hey, Thanks for being a first member. Much appreciated. Would you be upset if Alfredo got you a bag but put chicken nuggies in his? Probably not. Maybe some people would. We don't know, okay? But what does that have to do with first members? Absolutely nothing. Thanks for your support. Go watch some first shows. Not a first member? Well, just sign up, crazy guy. We got tons of good stuff like mini golf and hardcore tabletop and Haunter and Last Laugh and what's the one you were in? What's it called? I want to Weird Place. Nope, that's not a first show. Weird Place. He was gone. Wasn't ready. I called on him and he wasn't
where
ready.
am I? Who are you?
Dreaming about nuggets.
And
Look alive, Diaz. Look alive.
it's over. Flawless.
Also, chat is mentioning.
That was all written in the teleprompter too.
Fredo, I might buy this for you. There's some links going around. I guess we can post
Like
it.
the
if you
cat?
see- Yes. And there is a bag that is designer looking, very fashionable, but it's made for that purpose.
But he
that you can
wants the
store.
real bag.
But what if you blend
Here's
the
the
both
thing.
of them, Michael?
Would
Fashion and
Jackie
function.
but that wouldn't
know
upset
a
Jackie.
knockoff if she saw it?
See, that's the thing. It would only work if you convinced her it was the real
the
bag.
real.
You're not understanding the joy he's getting at.
I understand this.
I don't think you are because you saying
It's all about Egg and Jackie on.
right. So
Yes.
if it's cheap,
I'm trying to make her
it's
happy,
not gonna
too.
work. It can't be done.
Oh yeah, you can't.
All
You
right.
can't.
Fine.
You can't
I
have
tried.
both
You can't
things.
I'm out.
You
without
can't
the other.
egg her on
out.
and make her happy. It's
impossible.
Alfred looks like he's
You
gonna cry. Don't
No,
cry.
I'm crying with excitement
Don't
because
cry.
in my head the
Look at
wheels
his
are
eyes
turning.
sparkling.
Because it's like, would she know?
Well, she'll know
knockoff.
now. They're gonna tell her. They're gonna rat you out. You ruined it by bringing it up on the
Here's the thing.
podcast.
I tell Jackie a lot of things.
I
I
forget.
just wait long enough. She'll forget.
There you go. You're saying
But
That's true.
would she know the knockoff when she sees it?
I don't know.
And then I put that inside a real box, the official box with the official packaging and all that kind of stuff, and then I do the nugget thing.
Here's the thing. Here's what I predict will happen. She'll get mad about the nugget thing,
Yeah.
have a fit. At some point, it'll be revealed it's a knockoff, then get mad that it's not the real bag.
It's not the real bag. Obviously, it would be followed up with the real bag.
see, you gotta invest ahead of time.
But I'm gonna, boy. it's
That
gonna
was
be the
like-
greatest 10
Well, that's when
minutes
you
of
can
my
have a
life.
discussion about how labeling isn't good.
You know what that's
you're
like?
engaging in consumer
I'm
capitalism.
like, no, that's where I go.
It's nothing. It's-
You
it's-
couldn't even tell
That's
the
You
symbol.
put the value to this.
dude.
Exactly.
That's where I just go. You couldn't even tell the difference.
Yeah.
Right? You couldn't. You didn't know this
Yeah.
was a knockoff until you.
Nice
I
Or-
told you.
or
you don't need the real thing.
ultimate reverse, you start with the real one and just convince her to find out it's a knockoff.
This is
It
by
never was.
Colche
I
and
get her,
Debana?
Handa.
Yeah.
It's just
Weird.
Honda, but it's a knockoff
Yeah.
with an A.
But you get the real one. You get the real one, and you turn it into a fake knockoff. So it's a non-knockoff. And she goes, I can't believe you got me this knockoff. And then you finally reveal you had the real one the whole time. much like I was gonna do
Everything has a price.
maybe a year and a half ago. I think it was 2019.
Oh, I think I know.
At this point, it's like, who knows? It's gonna turn to dust, right? This is funnier now talking about it. I have no idea how, I got sent a signed Tom Holland Spider-Man poster for Far From Home. And it was like in the guise of like, you won this contest. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, what? And apparently it was a thing. It was like I don't know, like a fast food thing or whatever, like one of those, here's a code, you might win a thing.
Yeah, and then you once that thing.
And didn't do it, didn't know what it was, don't know how it got to me. Have no idea. I have no idea.
they got
I was
your information, don't worry about
sitting
it.
Yeah, it's there.
at my desk going, what's this? What the fuck? This is signed by Tom Holland.
Yeah,
and
Tom's
Sarah was
a
just going, and I was like, oh, and that's when I started the joke going, oh, me, the Spider-Man guy. I'm the big Spider-Man fan. I'm Spider-Man. And I kept saying that. And she was so like, what the fuck do you have that? Why do you have that? And I just kept like egging her on about like, I was like, well, the biggest Spider-Man fan here deserves, why'd I get it, Sarah? We don't know, but I have it. So this was probably like 2 years ago. So what I did was, I went and I bought the same exact print. Then I bought a frame for it. And then I was gonna get it, sign the poster myself, say like, your local Spidey guy, and then sign my name, and then wrap it and give it to her. And so, and go, hey, you should have this poster. And I had it planned too, where I bought this like Sonic wrap. It wasn't wrapping paper. It was just like a wrap that was this thick, and I was just gonna slide it over the part I signed. So when presenting it to her, it just looks like the same poster. And she goes, "Oh my God," and then pulls the wrap off to find it's not signed by Tom Holland, it's signed by me. So I bought the frame, I bought the poster. I got the poster. It's like a completely different material. They fucking folded it and sent it to me. It's like
Ridiculous.
a vinyl plastic. And I was like, what the fuck? I open up, different dimensions, everything. I just assumed it was like, it's a big poster. So I assumed it was 24 by 36. So I just went online, 24 by 36, bought a fucking 24 by 36 frame, got the thing. It's like fucking weird. And I go, oh my God, it's smaller than the one I have. Go back. I measured the poster. It's like a weird like
Measurement.
It's like 30 by
folded.
it's like 30 by 40 or something. Like the real one is like 30 by 40.
Yeah.
Find the actual real one, order another one, then had to order like a 30 by 40 frame. The frame was like $70, okay? Ordered it all. The whole joke was do all that, but then on the back, put the real one in it, because I don't care. I don't need it. The best thing it did for me is to go, I have it and you don't. So I was going to put the fake one in the front, put the real one right behind it, cover it up, and then give it to her and just never tell her. And either she would find it or hang it up and say, this is the one Michael gave me, or throw it away. And I was gonna document me doing it. So I was kind of hoping she'd throw it away and then go, hey, the real poster was in there. And she wouldn't believe me, and then I'd show her a tape of it.
Yep.
Never got around to it, then quarantine happened. It's still in my garage. The real one, the fake one, the frame, all of it. And that just, you talking about this Jackie story reminded me. Still makes me laugh. Never did it. The joke exists in my head. It went flawless as far as, Sarah's got it hanging up over her desk, and people come in and go, is that Tom Holland? She goes, no, it's a joke. One day I'll throw it away. She stops working here one day, goes, well, this lived its life right in the trash. And that's when I text her and I go, hey, the real one was there the whole time.
That's where she turns around. There's a TV in the hallway, and it turns on, and Tommy just starts playing.
I'm just saying.
I heard you love Tom Holland.
I heard you threw away the poster.
You wanted this poster for so long.
I hope you.
Hello, Sarah. It seems you've been wasteful, throwing away gifts from a friend.
Matt brought up a good point. In our morning meeting, it was probably a couple days ago, we were talking about that exactly, and someone said, it sounds like a weird Kermit the
it's like
Frog.
Kermit.
And then we just did like jokes
No,
about
that's exactly what it sounds like.
We're not exaggerating. That's what the new Saw killer sounds like, man.
what do we call him? Something Toad? We're like,
Well,
something
yeah, I
with Toad
forgot,
here.
yeah.
And his
That's the
girlfriend,
show,
the dog.
man.
Yeah.
Dude,
It's 4:30.
that went fast.
It went real fast. We're doing.
Thanks for watching,
I got
Tom
notes.
Holland.
I got notes here somewhere.
There's more posters.
Where is the notes?
The notes there.
Where are the notes? Oh, they're
Great
probably
meeting
from
you.
Tyler, right? Maybe.
Probably.
No, they're somewhere.
Who's to say?
I don't know.
Hey, do you have the notes? Because we're doing the Red Nose event right after this. There's no.
immediately after, that's
It's like right now.
right.
That's why we have to wrap it. There's no post-team does stuff.
No.
We're doing a Red Nose Minecraft charity event
Yep.
with probably basically the people that aren't here.
Yep.
So I know Jack's there, Trevor's there. I had information somewhere. Oh, thanks, Caden. Caden hooked me up with it. Appreciate it.
Best.
Caden Jensen, just to get the cadence sorted. Squad Team Force and Achievement Hunter are making houses with help with donations from the audience. So if you watched the last Minecraft charity stream that we did, Jack had these mods put in where basically if you donate specific amounts for the charity, stuff happens in the game. So it's like, it could be, here's an item, it could be spawn a creeper on someone, it could be one of them's like drop 10 creepers or something. There's like, I know, like, I think the elite donation, something like 1,000 or like 1,300, 1 through 7, it deletes their entire inventory and replaces them with roses, I believe. But we're raising money for Red Nose Day today to help children living in poverty have a chance at a better quality of life. Your donations help kids get their basic needs: food, clean water, shelter, education support, as well as long-term solutions to break the cycle of poverty. So that's starting right now, as soon as this ends. So please give it a watch. Donate if you can. If not, maybe spread the word. Somebody can donate. And, you could help a really good cause and also piss people off too if you want. So like I said, Squad Team Force and a bunch of people from Achievement Hunter are going to be in there. And so thanks for watching.
Put nuggets in your bag.
Buy, you know, nuggy bag,
Yeah,
nuggy bag, nuggy bag.
Nuggy bag.
Nuggy box.
You want nuts?
Oh.